This is the resort of Engelberg in the heart of the Swiss Alps. Hundreds of thousands of visitors come here every year to ski, hike and relax amid some of the most stunning mountain scenery in the world. These Indian tourists have come to Engelberg to see snow for the first time. For many, it may also be the last time, because the snow and ice that make this one of the most iconic and photographed places on Earth is melting fast. Christoph Bissig is in charge of piste preparation and mountain rescue on the Titlis resort that rises 2,000 meters above Engelberg.
We are having shorter seasons up here. We have to fight to be able to keep the ski season earlier open. In the olden days, we started in October. And even before 10 years ago, people still been skiing all year round up here. We stopped that about 7 years ago. We carried on with a little terrain park for snowboarders in a small area, but we stopped that too because it just gets too slushy. The other thing is there hasn't been not enough snow fallen over the winters, and that's why the reason we stopped skiing and snowboarding for the summer.
Less snowfall is not only bad news for skiers who have to climb higher and higher in search of pistes, it's bad news for the alpine economy, which depends on tourism. 60 to 80 million tourists descend on the Alps every year, mainly for skiing holidays. But lack of snow could lead to the closure of dozens of low-lying resorts, such as Megève in France and Kitzbühel in Austria. Here in Engelberg, piste operators have covered part of the glacier in a white fleece to stop it melting in summer. But with less snow and warmer temperatures, the rest of the glacier will continue to retreat.
When I started here 15 years ago, we had about 20 meters high big seracs, sort of continually breaking down on those days. And the last 15 till 17 years, the whole glacier has been retreating to about 200 meters further up the hill. Also, it's incredible.
One of the major attractions on Mount Titlis is this ice cave, carved out of a glacier 3,000 meters above sea level. But as the glacier retreats, cracks are beginning to appear on the cave's ceilings.
For us, it is a really sad story to see it go so rapidly going down. Because we're living off it, we love the glacier. In a way, it's sort of, even if you look up from the valley, you see it in the summertime, it's white, a white cap on a mountain. Sort of, if you don't see that anymore, it's a big loss for the mountain region, for areas which really live off tourism.
It's a similar story of glacial retreat across the Alps. This is the Steingletscher glacier on the other side of Mount Titlis. It used to occupy the whole of this valley. Now a lake has formed where the glacier's snout used to be. Michael Zemp, a glaciologist at the University of Zurich, is the author of a major study on the effects of climate change on alpine glaciers. The report doesn't make for happy reading.
The mean annual thickness loss of glaciers after the end of the so-called Little Ice Age around 1850 was about 25 centimeters. Since the 1980s, glaciers in the European Alps lost about 75 centimeters per year. Since 2000, glaciers lost about 1 meter of ice thickness each year, and in the year 2003, when we had this extreme heat wave in summer, glaciers in the Alps lost about 2.5 meters in one single year.
Glaciers are bellwethers of climate change, and even a small temperature increase can have devastating results.
In the European Alps, we lost about 50% of the glacier cover since the end of so-called Little Ice Age around 1850. And the temperature increase since then was about 1 to 1.5 degrees Celsius in the Alps. And when we imagine now that the scenarios range between a further increase in temperature by another degree up to another 6 degrees Celsius by the end of this century, then we can imagine what this would mean.
The Alps are already warming 3 times faster than the rest of the globe, and Dr. Zemp calculates that a 3-degree increase in temperature could lead to the loss of 80% of alpine glacier cover by the end of the century, resulting in more floods and landslides in spring and less water for Switzerland's agriculture and energy needs in summer. Higher temperatures could also melt the permafrost many pylons and cable car supports are embedded in, leading to higher repair and insurance costs.